Most enterprise AI deployments in the market today still rely on a deeply fragile foundation, the basic character prompt. Instructing an AI to act as a marketing expert produces a hollow output relying on generic generalizations and synthetic logic rather than specific operational reality. To move past these limitations, we have to construct what Resonator calls a simulacrum. Watch how this single flat node expands into a dense, interconnected 3D matrix. A simulacrum is a persistent multidimensional intelligence profile built through structured synthesis. These nodes map the precise expertise and known positions of real entities, whether an individual, a project, or an entire organization. By moving beyond generic character prompts, organizations can transform unstructured data into consistent, high fidelity intelligence profiles that can be reused across different departments. The system maps intelligence using three distinct frameworks. The first is Type 1, the person simulacrum. We populate the profile with concrete data points, career trajectory, philosophical non negotiables, deep domain expertise, internal contradictions, cognitive blind spots, and distinctive rhetorical signatures. This simulates a crucial stakeholder to anticipate operational friction. Next, Type 2 is the project simulacrum. Represented as an architectural blueprint, this framework encodes accumulated intelligence, capturing current milestones, historical decisions, foundational reasoning, and known risk matrices. Teams use this to query project data and reveal vulnerabilities. Finally, Type 3, the organization simulacrum, encodes a company's collective intelligence. Within this sprawling corporate network map, we detail strategic priorities, decision making, cultural norms, and institutional blind spots. The core application here is executing rigorous competitive intelligence by evaluating scenarios from the exact perspective of a rival organization. Categorizing intelligence correctly establishes the vessel, but the efficacy of these models relies entirely on how accurately the source data is ingested. A simulacrum remains an empty shell without rigorous structured data ingestion. The platform provides two distinct pathways. Pathway A is the structured interview. Here, the AI guides the user through targeted elicitations, requiring specific human input to extract behavioral baselines, foundational narratives, and document precise cognitive parameters. For entities with extensive pre-existing literature, we use Pathway B, document synthesis. The system scans these documents to extract behavioral signals and domain indicators, automatically categorizing them into distinct belief patterns and expertise profiles. There is a strict operational constraint. These processed persona documents are securely stored within the platform, and their volume is subject to strict storage quota tracking. Whether through guided human elicitation or automated document retrieval, these pipelines transform raw organizational artifacts into functional computational assets. Following synthesis, the simulacrum is ready for deployment as an evaluative tool in live sessions. Deploy it collaboratively in think tanks or as an antagonist in debates. Use it for oracle evaluations or interview it directly for onboarding. The system's defining differentiator is that these simulacra do not remain static after deployment. They possess a persistent living intelligence. Every interaction and argument presented in a session feeds a return loop. This becomes the persona's debate history, an expandable record of its evolving logic. As new publications are released, the system actively resynthesizes the profile to integrate fresh data. This generates a version history, a time-stamped log tracking the exact maturation of an individual's stances. This continuous feedback loop separates a simulacrum from a standard database. It accumulates state learning directly from its own operational history. Deploying these models at an organizational scale creates a persistent network of simulated expertise that directly informs strategic planning. But building computational representations of real entities requires strict ethical boundaries and constraint gates. The first operational mandate is consent and transparency, guarding against the misrepresentation of living individuals. This is a hard boundary between internal and external use cases. Authorized internal deployment of a colleague's profile with their knowledge is usually different from the intelligence gathering application of a public figure's persona. We must also enforce an accuracy commitment. If a simulacrum relies on hallucination, its strategic value immediately drops to zero. All synthesis must be rigorously grounded in documented, verifiable positions. We do not generate speculative assumptions about what a subject might think on undocumented topics. By adhering strictly to this structured architecture and its ethical constraints, organizations can successfully transmute silo documentation and inaccessible human expertise into persistent, interactive strategic assets.